Hello everyone, I am Tessellating, trying to switch it up a bit to be entertaining. Hexagons, back with some more Wario Land 4, where things are randomised, and speaking of randomising, let's do the wheel. You know what, I can roll with that. That is... Yep, that's Topaz. I make it sound like it's a brand name. That's our Topaz, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Or something, I don't know. And I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise me if we were to end up completing the Sapphire passage in this episode, but no, that would require me throwing Sapphire twice. But I'm not ruling out having to do the last level in the Sapphire passage in this episode, because goodness knows. Because every episode, apart from the first one in this series, has featured a Sapphire level. Episode 1 was before the wheel. Episode 2 was... yeah, it was Sapphire and Topaz. Episode 3, Sapphire and Emerald. Episode 4, Sapphire and Ruby. And here's the gimmick of this level. There's that thing across the bottom of the screen, and there's these things that tell you what symbol on that thing at the bottom you're supposed to be aiming for, and then there are these spinners that you have to spin, and when you spin them, you get an effect. You know, whatever it lands on is what happens. So there are ones that can instantly damage you, there are ones that can instantly get you free money. There's all sorts, really, and it's a very context-sensitive level. Sometimes it'll spawn enemies, and you need to use those enemies to solve a puzzle, and it'll become increasingly apparent what needs doing. Like, that's why those signs there to tell you what you need to do and where, and can I please just make this jump? Yes, this is a fun little... I don't want to say it's a gimmick level, because the level does resolve around the gimmick, but it stands up as a level anyway. Like, for instance, up there, we've got those fire blocks, so we're going to need to... well, there are these Wario symbols on the spinners, and it gives you 2 shots at this. Those Wario symbols give you a... fuck. Yes, they give you a fuck. They give you a random... not a random power-up, a context-sensitive power-up. Now I need to pay attention here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now don't fuck up this jump, because... there we go. Already fucked that up once. Yes, sometimes you'll get a... well, it's not a random power-up, it's a context-sensitive one. There we go. And that'll help you solve any local puzzles. And it's kind of luck-based, kind of timing-based. You just have to be clever, really. Because I would say you have to be really lucky with how the spinner... not the spinner, but like the... yes, the spinner, actually. What that lands on, but it is skill-based. It's 100% skill and timing-based, and if anyone says otherwise, then they're just not very good at it. Myself included. Also, that background, yo. Just so happy. I do like the Topaz. I did mention before, the Topaz passage may well be one of my favourites. In fact, no, my favourite, full stop. Now, this one here, you might think it's strange to want to spawn enemies, but we do. For instance, you get a 3, and you get these enemies, which you can pick up and throw. So we've solved the puzzle. Yay! You get the idea with that. And there's ones on that side as well. And I'll go through here, get the gem, and then head back to spin the other spinner as well, because ultimately, our goal in this level is to get to the very end of this, because that board along the bottom does have an end. It is finite. So finite, in fact, that we actually do need to... well, we need to get to the end of it by the end of the level. In fact, the first... I won't say first half of the backwards pass, but once the level folds, we'll need to spend a substantial amount of time just spinning the thing repeatedly until we get to the very end of the board. Also, there are these outlines of gems, and there are the gems that I collected. In this case, some gems will turn into these outlines when the level is folded, and some all outline ones will turn into collectibles. You get the idea. And I was gonna say maybe I have to use this guy to bounce up onto here, but no, there's a platform. Wow, English is so obviously my first language, guys. I never refer to you as guys. You're my lovely people. I've been watching too much other people. And so, for instance, if we hadn't if we'd spun the blocks visible/invisible slot on the machine an even number of times, yes, because their default state is off, so that would turn them on and then back off again. And these enemies would be on the floor and they could hurt us, but they're nice and out of the way. Now, no guarantee that they'll be like that on the backwards pass, because who knows how many inverty things will hit before... You know what I mean. So we need to hit a 4. That's a 5. There you go. Who knows how many times that's going to happen between now and the end of the level, but you know what? We needed that anyway to get that heart, so that was totally planned. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Genitera this is the fatness power-up that I've mentioned before. I think I've already shown it off, but there you go. Yeah, if Genitera is allowed to be bad at the slot machines in Donkey Kong Country, then I think I'm allowed to be a bit bad at the timing on this thing as well. So, fair's fair. And I could have killed all the enemies up there, got more money out of it, but it was more important I broke that block and got down there in time, because limited time power-up thing. And if I... Yes, that was enough, but you're in a bad place, I can't get to you. You fucks. Oh, can I? Nope. Nah. Yes! Oh, didn't know that affected you as well? Well, whatever. Close enough. Good enough. We shall just keep going this way and get to the end of the level, and there's more stuff. There's a room full of toys. It's a toy box of sorts. Now, I don't think I need to go in this just yet. There's a whole area to the down of here, which is kind of... Yeah, that'll wrap back around up here. So, head down here, and hopefully we're up all night to get lucky with the spinners. Now... Right, yes, we need the blocks to be visible, and we need to get the... Oh, hang on. This isn't going to work, is it? No, there's no way I could do this then. Or maybe I can. Get that 2, which then flattens us. I think maybe having the block solid just makes this easier? I don't think that they just flat out... Yeah, no pun intended, just flat out say, oh no, you can't do this if you've got the blocks the wrong way around, but... Well, here we are. Oh, this is how you get the CD! 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 I don't know why I'm getting so excited about that. Because as CDs go, this one isn't that hard to collect because it's just that. There are levels out there that are much harder to get the CDs on. And this one, there is no particular requirement, so it just recommends, well, we'll just get a free diamond then. And I could get the block inverter thing, but I've got another... Like, I've got a spare spinner to the down again, so we can just re-invert the blocks again. In fact, you know what? Not what I meant to do. I was going to say, if you invert the blocks, then... Oh wait, no, because I was going to say, you could just crouch jump onto that ledge up there, if it's solid, but you'd still have to make that jump, which you can't do unless you got the power-up. So yeah, it does just make it easier, rather than making it flat-out possible versus impossible. It's late at night, and I can't think good, so you know what I'm trying to say, and that's going to have to be good enough. Now, yeah, we're just missing the key at this point, which is really good, considering my track record, although that's not necessarily my track record, that's just how the level geometries have been up to this point. Now, I'm fairly sure there's a right answer and a wrong answer here, so... Okay, need to do this middle one, because the this is going to give us the spring power-up, so... do I just do the left or the right first? Either way. I'll go to the right first because I'm a bit closer to it. Don't fuck up this jump, please! I fucked up that jump, thank you! Oh well. I'll just... whatever. 3 again, and it was the middle one, so... Pardon my quietness, I just want to make sure I get this right. I do wonder just how far through the, what do you even call it? That thing across the bottom of the screen. How far across that you'll get if you hit, like, with no regard for the level design, if you just hit 6s on every single spinner you see. Well, I doubt that'll get you all the way to the end. But, I don't know. As a game designer, these things interest me, or at the very least as a games design student. Anyway, I believe just through here is the bomb switch? Yep, there it is. Can't avoid hitting it, apparently. Well, I suppose you can if you just know when to jump, but... Well, I didn't jump, so what are you going to do about it? Anyways, it's 3 minutes. You could listen to an entire Eurovision song in the time it takes for this level to start combusting. Here we are in the Get a Goal room. Now, you need to be kind of careful here, so that you don't do this, basically, is what I'm saying. And you want to get to the end, but you also don't want to get deaded. You feel me? And in here, the random power-up is just fire, so you could just run straight to the end and cool yourself off. Let me guess. Another Oh good, we got this back like I said I would. I totally meant to hit 5. My timing on this isn't brilliant, as I'm sure you could tell. But, wait, how are you supposed to get up onto these platforms then? Bugger. Well, whatever. I'm not even counting at this point, so yeah, I deserve that. And you have to hit the end exactly. So if you get anything other... In my case, if you got anything other than a 1, then it would go on to goal and then bounce back however many spaces were left over. So you have to hit the end exactly, and if you're not very lucky with the spinner, that can take a while. So that's a thing, I suppose? This looks like the sort of place where there'd be a required collectible in the harder modes, because can't go an episode without talking about that. Similarly, the first fire power-up earlier in the level, that seems like a similar situation. And can't make that jump, it's a bit too far. I am sadness. Oh look, we could go into a pipe on a time limit. Sounds delicious. What do? If I just throw him up, should that be enough? That was almost perfect, actually. I'm quite proud of that. Oh, come on, I was holding up, you fuck. Come on. We don't have all day, but we have enough of a day to do this. Yoink. That was surprisingly masterful. I don't think I've ever done that room before. This isn't deliberately a 100% showing off all the purple pipe rooms, by the way, because I don't know if I've ever encountered every single one of them anyway. Because like that one, for instance, I don't think I've ever done before, because child me would have been too afraid of going into a pipe room on a time limit. But I think I'll live. I mean, look at how much money we've got. Well, we're not rolling in it just yet, because we need to get out the level without dying, but I think we'll be fine. We'll probably be fine, and I fell down. Riveting commentary for when you... that moment when you fall down. In fact, that could be considered... not an Undertale spoiler, but something Undertale pertinent, which I won't... that's not even... You know what, I'm just going to drop this entire third of conversation because it's nowhere near relevant to anything whatsoever, but look at how much time we have left over, because... certainly in the easier difficulties, this game is... well, this level is a bit generous with how much time you have, so that you have enough time to get the key on the spinner roulette thingy or what's it, because, as I said, you need to hit the end exactly, so... Oh, we've got a gold crown, lovely. So from what I did, if you're to get... it from the position where I rolled a 1 to get the key, if I'd rolled a 2, it would have gone to the key and then back by 1 again, and I would have got whatever effect it landed on. So it'll keep going to the right, but it'll just bounce back however many spaces is left of you. You're clever people, you can understand how it works without me showing it off. Anyway, I should be preparing to spin that wheel again, because we've actually been rather efficacious with our time, if that's the appropriate use of that word. Also, I do not like the next level in the Topaz Passage, so let's hope I don't throw Topaz again, but I don't want to throw Sapphire either, because I'm bloody sick of the Sapphire Passage at this point. Well, I've been rewarded, but in exchange for not doing a level I don't like in the Topaz Passage, and not doing a level that, in a passage that I've done too many levels in already, we get to do the level in this game that has, in my opinion, the worst music. And before recording, I didn't even know if this level was going to come up, but I knew it was likely because of, well, there was a chance of it coming up. I fucking hate the music here, and I was looking into possibly if there's some kind of way of keeping the sound effects on but turning the music off to see if I couldn't, leave the sound effects in, but then replace it with, I don't know, more tasteful music. Anyway, these berries. If that bee would get the fuck out of the way, I could have shown that off. If you get the bees to sting the flowers, they'll turn into berries. But if you leave the berries too long, they'll spoil. And the ripeness of the berry indicates just how good treasure you'll get out of it. And they have weird hitboxes, by the way. But yeah, you'll find out in post whether I went through this or not, but I'm probably going to replace all the audio in this section with something that doesn't sound quite as bad as... I'm sure this music has its fans, but something about it just does not sit right with me. I just... no me gusta. Which, I could speak Spanish, there was no excuse for me pronouncing it that shittily, but I mean... Surely you feel me. By the way, foreshadowing, there's a hole down here, but we need to be rolling to get through it, but we can't go any further this way, because, I mean, it looks like we can, but then there's a thing on one side. We're going to be rolling through here on the backwards pass. There we go. No need to unnecessarily tension or something. Now, obviously I like the idea of going for gold crowns, but I don't want to waste all of the time in the rest of this episode just doing shit with these flowers, because it's kind of boring, really. I'm just gonna stroll my caterpillar, if you know what I mean. You know what? These bees are working on these flowers anyway, so I'll just wait for them to do their things, I suppose. And I think it works better if you just jump up from underneath, I suppose, rather than... Hey... If you... Bees would just get out the fucking way. Oh yeah, the bees are another giver of a power-up, so there's that to consider. If you hadn't insisted on constantly fucking stinging me, maybe I could have got that other berry as well. Rage. Because after the fatness power-up, I think the bee power-up, which comes up elsewhere as well, so it's not strictly a bee power-up, it's more of a getting stung power-up, and there's another enemy that does that later in the game as well, or well, I say later in the game, elsewhere in the game I think is more accurate. Well, alright then. So, that's the second most common time waster after the fatness one, because the fatness one just straight up slows you down. And the bee one slow... I don't know, oh come on, are you serious? Fortunately, we've got this guy that we can just sort of pick up and throw up instead. Whee! Bit belated with my weeing there. Okay, steady on. Now that brings me on to an entirely separate rant that has literally nothing to do with anything. But there's... Much like the music of this level, there's something about the verb pee, like P-E-E, that really, really aggravates me, because... Like... No, just no. There's something about the word that annoys me, and I could go into great detail about it, but it's funny. I'd quite happily show off a game on this channel that has boobs in it, Honey Pop, but I won't talk about piss, apparently? Double standards all the way across the sky, no exceptions. That makes no sense. Now, wait, hang on. Okay, I thought maybe that was going to drop me on the bomb switch, and I'm not ready for that sort of commitment level. But I'll bring back the music once I hit the switch, because the fold doesn't have... Like the post-folded level doesn't have bad music, because it's consistent, every level has it, and it's a good track, but the vanilla music of this level is just awful, and oh my goodness, Wario, please just throw him up while I'm holding up. Be a person that persons. Don't stuff. It's people. Could you just go this way, please? Good day to you. I still haven't looked up who that guy is. I'm sure you could just find it on TV tropes, I'm sure, because... Anyway, this is the mechanic I was talking about earlier in this episode. You can bounce on an enemy to get a little bit of height. That's kind of a staple in a lot of video games. And... Oh wait, this is forwards progress. Oh yeah. Is it? No, it's not. But that thing in the background there, that very veiny green-brown thing, that's become... That's going to become very important very soon. Soon moo. Oh, I just remembered. I made myself sad thinking about the results of Junior Eurovision. I mean, the right song won, I'm happy with the top 3, but... Oh, soon moo. Oh, soon moo. Oh, this is forwards progress. Well, here we go. It's important because we go up through the flowers' water chambers. That sounds suggestive. Anyway, do enough of a... Like I've mentioned before, if you ground pound into water, then you will lose momentum very, very quickly. So, if you do a super ground pound, then you'll keep your momentum. At least until you hit a floor. So, there you go. If you want to smash something underground, just make sure you've fallen a long way prior to that. Why am I explaining all these things onto your faces? As I've said before, as we have established, you people are clever people. Wow, have we really not got any of the pieces in this level yet? I mean, to be fair, I think at least 2 of them are on the backwards pass, so... I think the forwards pass is just showing off this level and all of its annoying musical shenanigans. And then the backwards pass is more the... I don't know, the focus is, we're climbing up the inside of a giant flower. That's the thing to... That's the main takeaway from the forwards past this level. And then, well, here we are. Now, as a child, I seem to recall it taking ages for me to find the Rude. Taking ages for me to find the CD of this level, even though it's really easy to find, as I've shown. And I eventually found that... There we go. If you throw bugs up at this flower, it'll get progressively... Like, it'll drop money, and it'll get a bit smaller as the bugs eat it, or whatever. And I thought maybe this had something to do with getting the CD, which makes perfect sense. I mean, to be fair, it's a video game. It's not going to make perfect one-to-one sensicles, but... why am I even bothering talking? Now, you could do what I was saying before about bouncing on an enemy to get up there to get that gem, but that's something that a lot of people miss when they... Well, not miss per se, but... Like, they think they've missed and then they find when they play this game. They try to get that gem... that crystal, rather. Or diamond, whatever. They fail because they can't get it from this side, and they forget about it for a second. But then there's actually... You can get to it from that side instead. That's the thing here. And I didn't mean to do all the things on the flower, but it's just kind of happening. That was a brilliant description for what's going on here. I didn't mean to go... I think that's all of... I think that's everything... I think that is everything you can get out of it. No guarantees, but you get the idea with it anyway. It's kind of funny how I said I wasn't going to go for gold crowns everywhere, but I've been having a surprising amount of success with it nonetheless. B. Anyway, this is how you get the diamond I was just showcasing. Also, in this form, which I really don't like because... Ew, puffy, it doesn't look pleasant. But if you could press the B button to go up faster. In the same way that you can press B to swim faster without... Oh, there's one more thing to it. I think that's all we're going to get out of it now. I don't want this to be too exposition-y, he says, 5 episodes into a really exposition-heavy series as it is. But... swimming controls. You press A to go faster and go up. You press B to go up without going faster.
Strike that. Reverse it.
There you go. That's the deal with that. Now B. B. Now that I want to be B'd, there are none to be found. Be me. Thank you. Up. There we go. Is there anything of value up here? There's a heart. Probably something more valuable in the harder modes, but... I mean, that's totally such an original topic of conversation to... Ugh. I'm so self-aware. I'm so entertaining. Clearly. I could have hung around in that screen a bit longer to just get the berry from that flower. But no. This episode's running on as it is, so... Fat me and then we can do fat person things like... breaking the floor because we're powered up, and that is our prerogative with this power-up, apparently. Then wait for it to run out, because you can't go down pipes while you're powered up, I suppose. In your own time, Wario. Nothing you can do to make it... There is nothing that you can do to make it tick down any faster. I think maybe if you walk, that might help speed it along, but... Just be patient. Patience typically wins the day. Now this one, it's really easy to accidentally hit the blocks with yourself on the way up. So just... it's a fairly obvious puzzle, you just... hit switches and get bitches. I've never made that joke on this channel. It's not even a joke, it's just sort of a terrible rhyme. Now come on. This way, child. Because clearly this is a small child we're throwing around. And totally not the protagonist of some Japanese series, I don't know. I might as well just turn them all back off again on the way out, because we're nice and polite and leave that arsehole stranded up there, and if it weren't for the fact that he's invincible, he would probably die of fall damage, because that's how video games work. Rude! Well, tell you what, you can come down here and die. For your insolence. I'd say human, but you're not a human, you're some sort of ape. Then again, what's the difference? And don't you even think about it, child. Everyone's a child, apparently. You are all children. Children of the universe. I brought it back around to something that's actually not relevant. That was a good song, though. Poor United Kingdom. We were robbed in 2014. But you're not here to listen to me ramble about Molly Smitten Downs and how she's the unsung queen of Eurovision. Go away. Is there something down here that I can... No, there is not. Well, alright then. Now, we should roll down this other side as well, but we'll get this first, because otherwise it'll just get in our way. And... no. Give me things of value. And then we'll just keep rolling this way. I'm not sure how you get that diamond up there, but... Let it be known that it's up there. Now, go through here, and then jump. And then forget to jump. If you go through there, there's another diamond. Okay, yeah, I fucked it up. And I could just get B and fly up there and try again, but I can't be arsed. This episode's gone on long enough. And there you go. That was the level with the worst music, in my opinion. And did we get a gold crown? I'd like to think that I'd never have to come back to that level again. My tongue feels slightly swollen today. I feel like I've probably not had enough to drink. And that's not a statement on alcoholism. I've not had enough fluid intake, and so my tongue is slightly swollen, so I can't commentate good, and it keeps getting stuck in my throat, and so I can't say words with enough clarity. Well, there you go. That was another part of Wario Land 4. I'm so entertaining. I'm so edgy and cool and whatnot. Anyway, at least we never have to go into that level ever again. I hate the music there, and if you like it, I feel sorry for you. But I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and see you next time for more of this.